Thank you for having me. I appreciate the intro. I'm a big believer in constantly evolving. We always need to like reinvent ourselves, rediscover ourselves, and keep challenging. I think it's good for the mind, body, and soul. So for me, I don't want to get stagnant. So for me, it's important to, keep aiming higher, and just keep challenging yourself. My relationship is anchored me. Prior to being in a relationship, I was like I still am kind of somewhat a rolling stone, but after I got married, it was more a case where I started seeking more stability, more purpose, and like I said, my friend just got married this weekend, and one of the things that resonates is when you find a wife, you find a good thing, and for me, having that like cornerstone allows me to want to like continue to show up, impress, do more, because as a man, it's important to like be able to be a provider. So that's like a driving mechanism behind a lot of things I do in life. Growing up in the UK and in the US, there's a huge Caribbean influence. Africa as well, but mainly, especially in the 90s, it was very, very dominant in the Caribbean culture. So I've always known about my Jamaican heritage, but my Nigerian and African roots were not as strong. So for me, coming back to Nigeria and rediscovering myself in 2018 by switching my allegiance from Great Britain to Nigeria, really opened a whole nother stratosphere for me. And now I'm being able to have the opportunities to come back home and again rediscover my identity. And I'm just grateful that I get to represent Niger. Nigeria has given me so much love and so much purpose. So I feel indebted to always be an ambassador here. And when I'm here, I always feel home. I would say the most exhilarating moment in my athletics career, wow. Honestly, it would be my first year in high school in the US. I picked up athletics within 2 or 3 months, and I was the state champion. I know it's not an international medal, but it was my first recognition, and then from there it birthed my passion. So I would say 2006, my state championship. It's like grassroots, but it still is one of my probably defining moments, because I knew from there my life was going to change. So 2006, 15 years old, was my most exhilarating competition. I've never said this out loud, but it's the truth. And then stepping into the ring, I would say the boxing, that's the fun part. The hardest part was when no one's watching. When everyone's watching, that's the easy part. It sounds reverse. It doesn't sound like real, but the hard work is done. So by the time I'm in there, the machine is very fine-tuned and ready to go. So to my opponents, this is best of luck to you. Yeah, my aspirations outside of sport are constantly changing and evolving. Again, my journey in entrepreneurship started way back in 2015. I started a cigar company, which I really carried for as long as possible. But in life things changed. I became a dad, and I kind of disassociated myself because my branding, my marketing, everything changed. So you have to be able to be willing to give up on sometimes in order to go forward. Now it's just a case where I still feel like I have entrepreneurship and DNA embedded in me. But I just channel it in different fields in life, whether it be real estate, whether it be boxing, whether it be who knows what's next. But I think having that entrepreneurship background and yeah, just core is enabled me to be able to pivot and maneuver. So who knows what's next? Maybe cigars will make a reinvention, or they'll come back in another time period. Just right now, I'm just really committed to do my best in the ring. What inspired me into boxing really is a long story, and I'll make it short. I was actually planning on going into acting. I went to the acting school. I got in through my auditions, and then I started applying for roles. So as I was applying for roles, one role that came up was actually a boxing role with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. And I auditioned. I got to like maybe stage 3, and I didn't get it, but I really committed myself to it. I really thought I had a good shot. So they asked me if I could put on like 10 kg, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I was just like, I really got into it because I've always been a boxing fan. And then when I didn't get the role, I just had so much energy and like so much, like passion still there. And I was like, well, let me give it a real go. I'm not gonna do the acting. Let me do the real authentic thing. And then the boxing, the rest is history. Oh, it means a lot. It means a lot. For me, it's like I say all the time. It's changed my life. Me being back home. I really do feel like it's. To me, it feels the most authentic place in the world for me. I've grown up in the UK. I've grown up in the US. Everywhere I go in the world, I'm just not quite like fitting in. Just because I have an American accent. I live in the UK. When I'm in the UK, they say I'm too American. When I'm in America, they say I'm too British. When I'm in Jamaica, they say I'm too American. But when I'm in Nigeria, I'm one. And I think that's kind of like the best thing to really describe like my reconnection here is just being that the love has always been, even before, when they knew me, they always kind of accepted me. So yeah, that's like my love back is kind of like my gift back is to just keep on giving back. Yeah, there's so many things that I see in terms of talent and in terms of it's very synonymous as well to the athletics, because the athletics is another sport that I feel is under promoted in this country. We have so many stars, legends, world champions, world record holders. The list goes on and on. But we get overshadowed by the other sports in this country, and it just so happens that I always go for the most traditional, oldest sports. Athletics, boxing. These are like some of the most world-renowned sports, and because they're so pure, and those are things that I love and I like, and I feel like anyone that's like that partakes and enjoys those things, they get something even more that's more valuable than I would say the money or the fame, but they get a sense of life skills that they can be able to transcend into the real world. Being a boxer, being an athlete, it teaches you so many things about yourself, your character, your discipline, your will, your purpose, and then it makes you a better person. So what I think for the up and coming guys, like don't focus too much on what you don't have. Sometimes your biggest advantage is your disadvantage. So I'll continue to do my part, by inspiring, uplifting, because the journey is never easy, but you got to get started. So you don't feel like you're walking alone. My advice is just tap into that inner drive, and that compass will lead you to where you need to be. Probably one of the hardest things, which it's not really a hard thing. It's just for a lot of people, they don't do well with the fear of the unknown. That's kind of where you create anxiety, the fear of the unknown to some is like not knowing what's happening, who's going to win, when the next fight, where is it going to be, all those type of things where, you know, the uncontrollable in boxing is definitely something that I feel like some people struggle with. But for me, I've learned to kind of like lean into the uncertainty. You know, there's the higher power. You know, as long as you commit yourself, keep doing what you're doing, the work will show. You know, you can't hide. You know, there's no hiding in this sport. You know, there's no teammate to kick the ball to, pass, you know, assist. You know, you just there. So if you don't do the work, you know, I mean, you get found out, and you don't want to get found out in the ring. So yeah, I think again, the biggest advantage is the disadvantage, and the disadvantage is the unknown, and the anxiety and all that stuff is just, you know, lean into it. And I think, yeah, that's to me the best part. Stay ready. I don't think I'll ever hang up the gloves. I think it's something that I'll do for fitness. I'll do it for health, for skill. The one thing I love about, you know, boxing, as opposed to what I did prior, high jump, athletics, you know, I probably won't be able to just put the bar up in athletics and go to a track in my later years in life. You know, I can't just be jumping over, like, you know, bars of like two meters plus in the air. But I'll always be able to, God willing, be able to put on some gloves and just be in the ring and just, you know, hit the bag and just, you know, enjoy the craft of the sport. And I think that's the good thing about it. You know, it's like, you know, it's a skill that I can like have for the rest of my life, I imagine. So yeah, I don't look at, you know, in closing the chapter because it's just starting. But I'm grateful that I can be able to carry this to as long as I can, really, without the, you know, the huge like toll on your body from like obviously like dynamic high jumping and sprinting, those type of things. You know what I mean? They're very, it's for the youth. Well, the boxing, look, Mike Tyson is going to be fighting in a few weeks, you know, and he's 60. So I'm not saying I'll be competing, but I'll be in shape. You know, I'm a machine. Big Brother Naija, Pepper Dem Gag was a opportunity of a lifetime. It really gave me another family who I love. I love those guys. You know, like, you know, life friends now. Some have gone on to, you know, create families, get married, and yeah, it gave me another family, and I feel like that was so critical, and I wouldn't have had that without that opportunity. So it opened doors. It allowed me to fulfill some like heavy goals. But yeah, I think the main thing is, you know, again, just keep reinventing yourself. It's just the starting point. It's not the finish line. And some people may see that, you know, the Big Brother was like the finish line. We were nowhere close. It's been 5 years since I was on that show, and I'm still learning more and more about myself. No, I couldn't fathom like the recognition, the amount of fame and publicity. I just wanted to promote my business. If anyone watched that season, they would know I was I tried. So that was my MO. I was an entrepreneur, you know, that just happened to be on television. And if you remember, I think I made more connections, meaningful connections, as opposed to playing the game. Like, I didn't win. And I think I know why I didn't win, because like that wasn't my burning desire to win. My main thing was to, you know, have fun, allow myself to be in the experience, and yeah, and then the rest will take care of, the results will take care of themselves. And it just so happened to be that, you know, many other millions of people around that were watching, they also resonated, and they could feel that, because when you're showing up and being your authentic self, people will see, like, again, you get found out. If you were playing somebody else, you get found out. So like I said, I don't see myself as a like superstar celebrity. I'm just like the same guy, you know. I do regular things, you know, and I kind of keep to myself when needed, And then, you know, when other opportunities present themselves, I'm around. But yeah, I think my true identity is, you know, is what you see. The best memory probably would be, that's a good one. The best memory, all of them, all of them. Maybe the first day, you know, the kind of like, it was a big build up. It was anxiety, it was fear. I didn't know what to expect. I was scared, I was happy, I was nervous. I think all those emotions, and then being able to go on stage and present yourself as a new housemate, I think that moment was, wow, was quite surreal. And then, you know, after that, you kind of like, you just go into the matrix. You know, I don't know how to really describe it, but it was cool. And I keep in contact with all of the housemates as of when I can. But it's better when I'm back in Nigeria. Obviously, WhatsApp, Instagram, it allows you to stay connected and see what's going on. But it's you know, when you get to hold and embrace and see them in person, you can kind of look and see, you know what I mean, like, because we spend enough time, so you kind of like, you know, you good, you know, when you ask someone you're good, and you kind of feel it, like, you know, there's no acting, you can kind of know. And I think I like that part, is being able to connect at that level and like, yeah, well done, or, you know, how far. So yeah, that's it. I don't want to give too many secrets away, because my opponents could be watching this, so let me not get too. I gotta stay on guard. You know what I mean? I gotta stay on guard. So I probably won't give. That's a great question, but I would probably save that to another day. All I would probably say to the people that they don't know is, you got me. That's it. I don't want to give no more. We'll end with, stay tuned. I have another fight coming up. It will be announcing very soon. I don't know the date. I don't know the location, but I know the opponent. The opponent will be Le'Veon Bell, who is a former NFL football running back from the US. So that's who my next opponent will be. And hopefully there will be an announcement coming up soon, whether it be at the end of this year or Q1. We'll stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.